I just feel like in my journey, it is kind of an obligation. I grew up in a family of service. They always gave back. And I feel like it's one of my goals is to always give back and be a representative of potentially what someone may want to be.
Mm.
So I'm doing the hard work. I'm forging the path and making it a little easier for the next person that's coming behind me. And then I was invited to an event. I met their executive director, and there's not many Black female CIOs. And she wanted to inspire some of the high school students
Mm.
that want to go in that direction, but there may be hindrance, especially for females. Um, they don't realize that they're already doing so many amazing things, and being a representative to come in and talk to the students. So I do that way, and then I do research if I go to an event that is for a specific demographic, whether it's women, whether it's Black. Now I'm embracing my Latina side. So getting involved in causes or associations where it doesn't feel like work. It's just I can just be my authentic self and
Mhm.
just show up,
Mm.
give my time. So I let my team work the way that's comfortable for them. I don't dictate how they work. And I think I also, we're adults. I treat them as adults. I don't need to micromanage. You know what you need to do. And then hold them accountable if they aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that's always been my style. And I feel like then you earn trust. And by earning trust, you actually get better performers. They're willing to admit when they make mistakes rather than trying to cover them up. They just, like, okay, I'll fall on the sword. I screwed up,
Mhm.
and just owning it. Okay, now let's just figure out how to fix it.
Right.
So that's always been my style. So getting things off my list, and I set a goal every day to at least get 5 things on my list done, and then move on. Not beat myself up, and then it just moves to the next day, and start over again because I just get super um, distracted. It's like squirrel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's good to hear that other people are like that because you're not the only one
Oh, it's
that's said that.
Right.
awful.
Right.
And I
Is it
just
a
realized it's just me. It's just how I function. And I tend to be high functioning that way. I don't know with the chaos. I also realize that I do better work at night. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but part of that I think is procrastination. But it's procrastination because I want it to be perfect. And then I have the deadline and then I'm up like getting it done. But it's like I do my best work because I feel like I've had situations where people saw things in me and I'm trying to do the same thing with other people.
you remember that moment that they did it, right? And it stuck with you.
Yeah, so that's actually like getting into tech. It was a conversation. This woman heard me talking about I didn't know what I want to do. I was a trainer at LexisNexis, and I in the elevator, I must have been saying like I don't know what I want to do when I grow up kind of thing. And one day she's like, we have this opportunity, there's this program. I want you to apply. I think you'd have a chance of getting into the program. And what the program was is basically giving you a job. So of course, I had to interview for it, but had an opportunity to come in as a manager. So here I'm training how to legal law students how to use a LexisNexis platform. And now I'm coming in as an IT manager for applications and coming in and you're learning as you're working and they send you back to school. And then I went back to school, but then I was working on the fly. So I learned I actually started in hardware.
Mm.
And my mentor was like, it was Novell servers, build a server. And here's the book. That's before the internet. It's this big book. And then all these disks they had to, and then I had angst and I built the server and he's like, good job. Do it again. It's like, what? But eventually got to the point where I could, build a PC, I could build a server. And then he realized that my natural ability was more on the software side. I liked the software compliance. I liked how systems worked more so than the hardware side, even though I could do the hardware side. So then I transitioned over to systems development because I was good at organizing, planning projects, and so forth. And then stayed there for a while, and then went to like an applications manager and moved up because I was there, it was probably about 12 years. Exactly. So then I came in as a IT director, promoted to senior director, and then eventually CTO.
Yeah.
But when I reflect back,
I
reflect back, it's almost like a little angel or something was my guardian angel was like, hey, there's an opportunity, you need to apply. So I tried to do that for other people, be that tap on the shoulder. There's a rollover, at so and so, or had you thought of doing like cyber because it seems like you like that. So it's like someone did that for me, and I'm trying to do it for others. I think what I love is that associations, while they're doing something for good, when you come in from the tech side, it's being able to fix the problems or be creative about the problems, because oftentimes funding is an issue, legacy systems, all the stuff that we're used to dealing with, but being able to like bring the association digitally ahead in a way that is more like thoughtful, like thinking about the process. So it might take longer. Like in a corporation, you may be able to do a project in, I don't know, 8 months. Double it in an association, it might take longer. You're going to have to do it in phases because of money, time, resources. And I had to learn that transitioning into association. And I remember the CFO I was like, oh, I had my plan. And he was like, yeah, no, we're not doing this project in 9 months. You need to double that. I was like, double that? By that, new technology comes out and people moving on to something else. No, we won't. It was a reality check, but it did give me time to learn different platforms, being able to be more creative, because when you're in those faster environments, it's just about getting it done and churning it out. You pick something and you stick with it, but you got to get creative in a lot of the associations. I had this project where we had a ridiculous amount of servers. So I had a goal of, we got to reduce these servers. Why do we have all these servers? And just being able to cut like down to a third, that's a win for me. So just trying to get those wins, but also sharing those wins with my team and helping them see that it is a win. Because to them, they're like, oh, this is just what we do. Well, no, you were here and now you're here. And now you're closer to, being farther ahead with less headaches, less time, effort that you have to, spend on whatever it is that they're working on.